Anyone else catch that the episodes that started in black and white all spelled together 747 over ABQ, which is exactly what happens in the last episode. That was really cool. Season 3 of Breaking Bad. In the third season of Breaking Bad, now it really moves into Walt and Jesse moving on from everything that happened in Season 2. Season 2 dealt with them trying to make a lot more of their meth, trying to distribute it, dealing with a drug dealer who almost killed them, them becoming much better at cooking, that causing a rift between them that led to Jesse's girlfriend dying, that led to Walt letting her die, and to pretty much led to all those people dying in that airplane crash in the end. So Season 3 kicks off with the repercussions of all of that, the town having to deal with all the people that had died, Walt and Jesse trying to get over the fact that they caused it. Initially, right away, what's interesting is those two sides, with Jesse being the person that feels incredibly guilty about what happened, and Walt trying to rationalize everything that happened, saying it could have been a lot worse. Right there, for me, that's where they're starting to diverge their paths. Where even though they both started becoming criminals at the beginning together and started cooking together and still cook together in this season, you see that's where Walt, now that he didn't die from cancer, he's going along with this and accepting that this is who I am. I make meth, but I'm still going to provide for my family. So it's very twisted, his rationalization of why he does what he does. What you're also introduced to right away in this season is Tuco's cousins that are part of the Juarez cartel. And these guys are so intimidating. They're the first people that show up in the new season. They don't say a word. You get everything that you need to get from them, from just observing them, from their actions that they do. And I don't think they actually say a word until halfway or towards the end of the season. I will say that they are mostly the main villains, but they kind of become more of a secondary villain. For as scary as these guys are, it almost feels like they didn't fulfill their full potential. You got a sense of how scary they were, but ultimately it almost feels like they go away kind of quickly. Another great aspect of this season is how the show continues on Hank's obsessiveness with trying to find out who's creating this blue meth, but more so that he's using that to mask his PTSD that he's been dealing with ever since the second season. For Hank, it's very important for him to feel like a strong individual, a strong person that is bulletproof, and he doesn't want to show weakness towards anyone. But what happens in Season 2 with him having to finally kill someone and him having to go and work in El Paso trying to take down the cartels, all of that pretty much breaks the guy down, and he's having a hard time functioning. But he does not for a second want to let anyone know that he's struggling with that. Some of the characters that you were introduced to in Season 2 now get more fleshed out. People like Saul, people like Mike, people like Gus. You really learn more about them, and they have very interesting stories and characteristics, and their characters fit very well into Walt and Jesse's story. And they really work to push the narrative forward. The main focus, I believe, in this season is really Walt's descent into really just trying to become a more powerful person in his mind. Now that he beat cancer and he didn't die like he wanted to, it's almost like as the season goes on, he actually now wants to survive and actually make a name for himself and actually build something that he feels will be remembered. This is also why I believe he kind of leads to become a little bit more manipulative. At the end of Season 2, he lets Jane die, and as the seasons go on, he's more comfortable with either wanting to order execution of people, wanting to kill people himself, actually killing people himself. A lot of it also has to do with him just dealing with the fact that his wife wants to divorce him because she ultimately found out at the end of Season 2. So it's him just dealing with, well, she knows she's not going to rat me out. She's cheating on me, but I'm not going to divorce her. My life is falling apart. I'm not going to let it. And that's ultimately what he's doing. He's not letting his life fall apart. Despite everything he tried to cover up in Season 2, now it's all out in the open with him and his wife. So I feel like that makes him more comfortable to manipulate his life to how he wants to now. So they definitely step up the game in this season. It's continues on with those great character developments and those great character moments. Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul still do an amazing job as Walter and Jesse. Main antagonists were not as scary and threatening as I thought they might be, although they do cause a lot of damage. Ultimately, they kind of just lead to revealing who the real antagonist to Walter is. It's one of the better seasons. They also leave a great cliffhanger at the end that ultimately, as you're watching it and as this show ends, you just want to press play, boom, and jump into the next season. Those are my thoughts on season 3. Let me know what you guys thought about this particular season. If you like this video, just hit the like button, subscribe, or share the video. But I'll see you next time.